Gemini, did you know that a pearl is made when an oyster detects an irritant in between its mantle and another piece of its body? Something gets in between these two pieces and it starts to coat that irritant with this substance that eventually, over time, creates a pearl. And it's been thought that a pearl comes from sand, like a single grain of sand will create a pearl, but that is a myth. That's not actually what happens, because oysters and other kind of shell creatures know how to dispel the sand. It's part of their environment. What actually gets in between the layers of an oyster to make the pearl is a parasite. So something that wants to feed off of the oyster. But the oyster, instead of allowing that to happen, it is aware of this parasite, it detects it, it feels it, and it instinctively reacts by creating this encapsulating substance to cover itself from this parasite, to shield itself from the parasite. And then over time, it turns into a beautiful pearl. Why am I telling you this, Gemini? Well, the card that came out for you, we have the new pearl. And this is part of your energy because either you've taken a parasitic type of situation, someone in your life or something that's gone on, or maybe it's been an aspect of you that you've been battling with, and you've discovered how to turn it into something that is beautiful and of value and rare. And this energy of being able to do that is being combined with the energy of androgyny, which speaks of different forces, sometimes opposite forces or polarities, we should say, coming together to form a union in which those polarities no longer become easily distinguishable from one another. So, for example, the sun and the moon come together and they form their own kind of light, kind of like the pearl, the luminescence of the pearl. I could totally see that being a combination of the moon and the sun. And so there's something really alchemical, magical that you're doing where you're combining forces to create something so rare, so precious, so beautiful, and just kind of a wonder. Like people are wondering like how you're doing what you're doing. Or maybe you're wondering yourself how you're doing what you're doing. But it's because you're combining all of these forces, all of these polarities. And I pulled these cards out after I channeled some messages for you. And they definitely sync up. So the message that I got for you, the first thing I heard is sharp as night, dull as day. I don't know exactly what that's about just yet. We're going to do tarot and open this whole message up. But I was thinking, well, Gemini must be sharp at night in the moon energy, in the unknown, in the mysteries, maybe in the receptive feminine energy or the subconscious mind. Gemini is very sharp there. But in the day, under the sun, in full illumination, things could feel a little bit dull. So perhaps you're bored. That could be a Gemini thing. I have a Gemini moon. Maybe you're a little bored with something or something's becoming a little bit too easy. I'm hearing pliable. And plasticity, pliable. It's like you want something to be a little bit more complex, and so you are making it so. So perhaps you're learning something and you're finding it dull, and instead of just saying, I don't want to be a part of this anymore, I don't want to do this because it's boring me, you're finding a way to make it as complex as it needs to be for you. You're making something into your own. Okay? For some of you, there's someone around you or something that's just too obvious. There's no mystery. There's no enticement. There's no complexity here. And you're really missing that. Maybe you're missing those kinds of friendships or a relationship that gets your wheels turning. You need to be mentally stimulated, I feel, and have a really good conversation with someone And I feel like for some of you, not all of you, for some of you, that could be missing. Now, I got some more things, so I'll share them. I heard there's a pattern unfolding in the infinity of now, and that came through before these cards, and I feel like it's also related. You know, this creation of the pearl is a pattern that the oysters do. You know, it's a behavioral pattern of theirs that they've learned over time, that it's in their DNA to do this thing. And I feel like you could be waiting for a pearl, or you're hoping that something will turn into a gem, a pearl, an accomplishment, a beautiful relationship, whatever it is for you. But right now, there's some grit involved. There's some irritation that you're feeling. There's a process that has to happen in order for that to actually result in the beautiful pearl that you seek. Okay, for some of you, you are apart from someone or something, could be your family even, and this is a period of time where there's some grittiness, you know, I feel that sand here. It's like, it's not smooth, but it's part of the process, and it will become smooth like this pearl over time, okay? I also got the message, I don't know who this is. Could be someone who passed. It could be someone from the past. It could be an aspect of yourself. Could be a spirit guide. But I heard, I will meet you where the sky meets the sea. Okay. And then I saw a hand kind of reaching out to you. So there's something about moon and sun energies, and also deep ocean vibes I'm getting here. There's something about being deep, deep in the ocean. The last thing that I got for you that I don't know how it fits in, but it seems pretty important, is that you might be telling yourself things like, I have such a hard time making up my mind, or I'm always so scattered, or I never really know like whether I'm coming or going or what I'm doing, or I can't make a decision. And Spirit wants you to think about how all of those complaints that you have about yourself, or the things that actually irritate you about yourself, are also actually the things that you like about yourself. So for example, if you are frustrated that you have a hard time making decisions, then reframe it and realize that another way to put that is that you actually want to do everything. It's not that you can't decide, it's that you want to do everything, and that's a beautiful quality. Or if you feel really scattered all the time, think about it as, well, you're just actually open to try all the new things there are. So you might dislike something about yourself, but if you flip it around and put it in more positive verbiage, you'll realize it's actually the thing that you like about yourself most too. And there's those polarities, right? Again, Spirit wants you to bring those together so you can see, I don't know, well, the luminescence of you and how beautiful you are and how complex you are and how you can hold multiple things at once, contradictory things. So for some of you, you might be going through something where you're like, I want to begin this new life, but I'm still over here doing this thing. Like there's something that feels, or I'm with this person, but I'm still thinking about this person. You take what resonates. But Spirit's saying you can hold these multiple things at once. Now, another card came out from a different deck, and I am feeling this in your energy. I don't know how it relates, but it's the card Fear. So there is some, and I do feel it in your energy. So there's something that you have some fears around. Yeah, maybe it's this parasite or this irritation that you feel in some aspect of your life. It's causing some fear. But Spirit wants you to know that you will turn it into a pearl for yourself. Okay, so let's get some more tarot out and see where we're going here. I'm hearing Terra. Like when I said tarot, I heard Terra. I don't know. Okay, let's see. For Gemini spirit guides, what else do we want to say to Gemini for this message? The Maiden. This card is about creativity. It's also a card where there's a little bit of innocence in the mix. But it's not the kind of innocence that's naive. it's the kind of innocence where you believe anything and everything is possible. So you're creating something new, a new life for yourself, a new behavioral pattern, a new relationship, a new chapter in your life is unfolding. I feel like you're in it. And there's fear around this. Perhaps because you're actually deeply invested and excited about this chapter and you don't want it to go bad. Okay? It won't. And when I was meditating on your energy before I started out everything, I was trying to like tune in and see what was coming up for you. And it was just like really busy. It felt like you were busy. It almost felt like I wanted to talk to you, but you had your back turned and you were talking to someone else. That's the kind of energy I was getting. Like you were so busy. And I said to Spirit, well, maybe we should leave Gemini alone. They're busy doing something. And I heard, no, read for Gemini. So I feel like there's a lot going on in your life that's keeping you busy. And I feel like there's a lot of good things going on. And then this is just something else that's happening kind of underneath the surface. So it's up to you whether you want to turn around and pay attention to it or keep going with your busy self in whatever it is that's occupying you at this time. But if you do resonate with feeling a little bit of fear, then it is important that you turn around and listen to what Spirit has to say or what you have to say to yourself. That's what this truly is all about. So let's find out, what is this fear for Gemini? The Poet. Oh, interesting. This could be a fear of not being understood. You could be a very creative thinker, which you probably are, no matter where Gemini is in your chart. And there's something you're involved in or someone you're involved with that requires you to organize your thoughts in a way that feels foreign or uncomfortable for you. Or maybe the way someone is speaking to you is irritating you. I feel like there's a fear that somebody's not going to receive your words or they're misunderstanding you. It's interesting too. There's some kind of, oh look, and you're holding this big pearl here. Because there's some similarity in this card I'm seeing. It's like the image kind of breaks apart into all these crows, and here it's kind of breaking apart as well into light. Can we get one more on the fear before we get into the tarot? The tear. For some of you, you have been misunderstood by someone, or maybe it's a group of people. Well, it's looking really cool the way I'm putting it. There's a pattern here. One second. Some of you, this fear that you have, and maybe you're like, Andy, I'm not scared right now. I hope not. I really do hope you're not. But think about a time where you did feel fearful. Because a lot of the times, even if we've processed things and worked through things, there's still like a little bit of that lodged somewhere in our body where we haven't quite relaxed, or we haven't really like let ourselves tell ourselves and feel totally safe and secure. So see if you can find if that is anywhere in your body. And if you do find it, then tell that part of yourself like you're okay, you're safe. And see how the shift in your body, try to feel that shift in your body. But for those of you who are like, no, there's like, I don't think that's happening, then think about a time that you were scared, because I feel like there's some energy there that you could transmute, that you could use. You could turn it into poetry, the sadness that went along with that fear. For some of you, this is about death. Okay, the sadness that went into that fear, and the fear that went into the sadness, you can turn that into something that actually works for you, that helps you grow. Okay. Right. So for example, things that, I've been through things in my life, of course, like everybody has. And I've done a lot of transmuting of that energy in the readings that I do. Like, I know that energy that I'm working with, the collective energy, the collective trauma that we've all been through, I'm working with that, including my own, and like taking that ball of energy here and instead of just like having it as like this pit in my stomach, I'm taking it, like I'm pulling it up out of the collective energy, out of my own energy, and saying, all right, here's this energy of fear and sadness that has existed in my life or exists right now or whatever. And I'm going to actually work with it. I'm going to mold it. I'm going to shape it. I'm going to break it up here. I'm going to break it up and remold it and alchemize it and turn it into something that is beautiful for me, for you, for all of us. Something that gets us close to our higher self, something that gets us to move towards another level of consciousness, that gets us closer to source and spirit, rather than letting it be like this weight that just pulls us down to the bottom of the ocean. Right, so you're bringing in all these forces, the difficult ones, the good ones, and combining it to create something quite beautiful. So if you're struggling in your work, embrace the struggle. I'm not saying you have to get rid of the struggle if you feel it's impossible. Maybe you need to lean into the struggle, the grit, the irritation. Embrace it. It's part of the remolding of your life process. If you're struggling in your relationships, know that this is part of your growth. It's part of the knowledge, the bank of knowledge that you're building. And oftentimes when we've been through very difficult things, which a lot of us have who are here as intuitive people, which you are because you're into tarot, okay? Not just for that reason, other reasons as well. Well, you've been through a lot of things. And the things you've been through are there for you to learn from so that you can have that knowledge to help others, to guide others, to create things in the world that actually matter, that actually make a difference, that are not created out of the energy of lack or ego, but that are created out of the energy of wanting to transmute pain, suffering, violence into beauty, love, life, creativity. And that's you, my friend. That's you. So Spirit wants to talk to you about all of this these are big themes. It's kind of like a meta energy right now that we're reading. There's lots of little things going on in your life, and I'm sure you have questions about them, those things, but this is what Spirit's coming through with. So can we get Gemini's current energy? Let's see. Butterfly and eagle. Ooh. Look at your wings. I'm getting something about like the butterfly effect here. You're having an impact on the world, on your community, on the people who love you. You're having a big impact, Gemini. An eagle. Well, there you are, clutching your pearls, about to pick up that beautiful pearl that you've made for yourself. That is also the sun in this card. Oh, yeah, like a dull pearl, right? Yeah, and you're shining it up. Eagle. Eagle eyes. Lots of air energy here. Transforming, transmuting, but for a purpose, right? Like the eagle is focused. I was watching some hawks when I went on my walk today, and they're just so cool. But I was watching them dive down to get whatever they're getting. And man, when they go in for the dive, the kill, when they go in for what they want, they're like super focused and they go straight down. It's so cool to watch. And the eagles do this too. So you are like super focused. Maybe you have a lot going on, but in your soul, you are super focused on getting that pearl, on picking up that pearl and showing it to others, showing your magic to others, showing your light to others. And I don't mean this as like an egoic thing. I just mean there's something about what you're putting out in the world. Even if you're just, I don't know, you don't feel like you're doing anything magnificent in your day-to-day life, you are. You're having a way bigger impact than you know, the butterfly effect. You don't even know, but I'm telling you. So that fear you have that you won't be heard or you won't be that you won't be understood. Maybe it would help if we speak clearly. Yeah, but that fear that you have that you won't be understood. Well, it's a practical fear, and it's a good, in some ways it's a good fear because it will encourage you to work on that a little bit more, you know. Maybe you'll practice the way that you want to speak to others, and that will help you with your fear. But I feel like Spirit is saying it doesn't really matter what you say. It's felt. Okay, the intention, the energy, it's felt. You're having an effect. Okay, so what's the opportunity in all this for you? That pearl. Let's see, for Gemini. Thanks for being here, guys. I love you so much. It feels like a while since I did your reading, but then at the same time, not so much. I don't know, maybe you feel like that too. It's like something's taking a while, but then everything's moving quickly at the same time. And these contradictions or these polarities that you feel, it's all part of what you're doing. It's all part of that transformation process. Okay, you have many layers. And sometimes it's easy for other people to sliver in between your layers and poke at you, irritate you. Because you have so many, it's like there's so many entry points for different entities to like, But what they don't know is that by doing that, you have this natural, intuitive, psychic, just gift ability to take that irritation and turn it into something else. Okay, so it's kind of like if you feel like people are poking at you, bothering you, annoying you, try not to get frustrated with it or consumed by it. Acknowledge that it is an irritation, it is in your life, it is bothering you, but that you're going to take that energy of the conflict, of the irritation, and use it for something. It's like it's giving you that fuel that you need, but you're not taking that fuel in the same form that it's being given to you. You're actually changing it into a better form for you. I hope you understand what I'm saying there. Okay, let's see, Gemini. What's the opportunity here? Ooh, let's do one more. This is interesting. So we have the Mother of Pentacles, the Sun, the Star coming out in reverse, and the Daughter of Pentacles in reverse. I'll show you in a second, but let me just look at this beautiful thing I have going on here. Maybe I'm going to take a picture of this for you and put it in the video. Yeah, okay, I'm going to take a picture of this and put it in the video because I want you to see what I'm looking at. Okay. The Sun. Well, the opportunity is for you to, how do I say this? It sounds so trite. Is there a better way to say that? The opportunity is for you to be a light in the world, to illuminate, to be a leader, to show people how you can go from being someone who has been wounded, hurt, feeling lost, down on their luck, not knowing where they're going, feeling like they missed the lesson, they haven't learned much, they're failing, all this stuff. Daughter of Pentacles in reverse, Star in reverse. This is like not being able to learn the lesson, even though you have all the right tools to do it. It's just feeling really stuck. And your opportunity is to come in as the Mother of Pentacles with the Sun and show, maybe it's an aspect of yourself or maybe it's someone else, how you can go from being like this, which is so frustrating because this is an energy of like, I know my potential. I know my potential. I just, I can't do it. It's just, it won't happen, but I know I have so much potential to grow. But constantly hitting a wall in this energy. And here you come to illuminate things, to show by example your growth. How you must accept yourself as you are. Hold on a second. You must accept yourself as you are. I feel like you're really helping and healing either a part of yourself or someone else. Really find acceptance in who they are. You could be a teacher, a coach, a counselor, a therapist, an artist, a good friend, a good partner. I don't know, but you're really making a difference here on like a different dimension. Okay, let's get out some advice for Gemini. I just want you to know, though, the Mother of Pentacles and the Sun for your opportunity. This is feeling so secure and blasting away any fears. What did we have there? Sharp as night. You're already sharp as night. You can navigate in the dark so easily. You can unravel the mysteries so easily. You can go down rabbit holes and not really get lost. You're not really lost and you know it. You can do all that. But you can also find that excitement, that joy, that joie de vivre, so to speak, in the sun too, where things are illuminated. For some of you, you're really used to being deep in the ocean. You're really used to being in the dark, that, you've really aligned yourself in some way to that path of what is that? The path of what? The path of the upside down. Trying to see, it's like you've aligned yourself to a path in which everything always feels upside down, and you try to make it right side up. And that's positive, and as a practitioner of some sort, as a guide, and you know how to do that. You know how to flip it back around for yourself or for others. You know how to turn that all around. But I feel like Spirit is saying you've aced that. Okay, good. You got that degree. Now there's something else here where you think that it's dull in the day, but Spirit's saying this is not dull. To go in to a realm where everything is right side up and still be able to make a difference. Still be able to grow when everything is going fine. everything is going fine and you're still able to grow, to experience, to help others. And maybe those around you are doing really well too, and you feel like you're not needed. No, of course you're needed. You're needed. Okay? So let's see some advice here for you, Gemini. And then I'm going to go into an extended. In the extended reading, we'll go a layer deeper into this. I have no idea where we're going to go and flow, but should be interesting. The link for that is in the description box below. If you don't want to go to that, or you can't for whatever reason, then no worries about it. Just trust that you received everything you needed right here. I'm also going to pull out a power animal for you to meditate on after we get the advice. The Father of Cups in reverse, the Magician in reverse. Who's this? This is not an oyster that can make a pearl. This is someone outside of you. Nine of Wands and the Lovers. This could be someone that you are in love with, you have a love connection with, or it could be somebody that's just close to you in your vicinity, someone at work, anybody really who you're concentrated on right now, who would show up in your energy. This is a person who, once the parasite gets in, and maybe they seek out the parasite and the parasite doesn't seek out them, if you know what I mean. Once it gets in, they don't know how to turn it around. They don't. They just go down a spiral like a hole. It gets worse and worse and worse. And you might be looking over at them like, how come you can't produce a pearl, dude? Dudette, whatever. It's like, why can't you turn things around for yourself? It's not doomsday, but they're not you. They have a different experience. They're more in the energy of fear than you are. This could be someone who is a little bit emotionally manipulative as well, because they don't know how else to get their way. They don't know how to make pearls. From parasites to pearls. Oh, maybe that will be the title. Yeah. And you have kind of put your guard up against this person. Or you're very wary. There's been some battles here. Okay, thanks for the context. So what's the advice? 5 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Wands. This is Spirit saying, 3 of Pentacles is in reverse. This is Spirit saying you can't really help this person. You can never really help, whatever that means, right? Let's take that with a grand. Okay, gran. Take that with a grain of salt. I don't really know how I feel about that word, but you can't really guide maybe anyone or offer them advice and expect them to take it or help them if they don't want it. They have to want it. And this person does not know how to ask for help. And so don't let their failure to help themselves become some kind of reflection of you, and you begin to think of yourself as a failure because you can't fix this person. We can never fix anyone, That's not what we should be doing here. Okay, because Spirit is saying something cannot work here with this person, with this energy. For some of you, it's a work environment, and you're 6 of Wands. You're the butterfly right here, again, right? You have more lofty goals. You have more talent. You have more to offer. This is not where you should get yourself stuck. Okay, rise above this. Okay, let's get a power animal for you, Gemini. This could be an animal that has a message for you, a synchronicity, or someone. I'm hearing someone you want to meditate on. Okay, maybe it represents a person for you in your life. Let's see. What animal wants to come through for Gemini, spirit guides? What animal wants to come through for Gemini? We have two. We have meerkat and lynx. This, to me, looks like such a Gemini energy, doesn't it? Have you ever seen those videos of all the meerkats? Like, they hear a noise and they're up there, like, looking. It's like, that's you, you know? You hear something that interests you, you're like, alert. I'm on it. I'm alert. Nothing really gets by a Gemini, okay? You see it all. It's just a matter of what you want to pay attention to. It says, it's time to be with your people. Stand together, watchful and united. You're not alone in this. You're truly not. You're not alone. Lynx, life's mysteries may be veiled, but your inner wisdom is your torch. You'll see the truth. Beautiful energy. All right, Gemini, that's what I have for you. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.